Be able to draw anything you see in just weeks. Sarah Parks Fine Artist presents Drawing Secrets Revealed. Discover the secrets to draw anything you see. Do you love to paint, but your compositions don't look quite right? After my course, you will have solid drawing skills to give your painting a great foundation. Welcome to the drawing instruction course that will do what other courses you've tried haven't done. Give you the tools to draw anything you see with greater ease and accuracy than you've ever experienced before. You don't have to be born with talent because anyone can learn what to do to make any drawing appear sophisticated. And discover how to increase your creativity and improve your visual spatial skills. You can be an artist. So many people struggle with confidence and ability when they try to pursue their passion in drawing and painting. Are you one of them? Even if you have spent your time, effort, and money to improve your drawing ability, you probably still secretly wonder if you're just not meant to be an artist. You may be disappointed, frustrated, and resigned to drawing pictures that look like a child's drawings. Even if you've spent your time, effort, and money to improve your drawing ability, you probably still secretly wonder if you're just not meant to be an artist. You're disappointed, frustrated, and resigned to drawing pictures that look like a child's drawing. Well, your frustrating journey is over. Just check out what some of my satisfied customers have to say. This course directly targets key points that the would-be artist has weaknesses in. This is the first time I have researched a course that deals with grassroots fundamentals to get the novice up and going. It's the best course around. The staff are also great to work with. Well done, Sarah. I have bought tons of how-to books on drawing and tried many times to put pencil to paper. Nothing. I'm just getting started with your course, but already I can tell this is the proper way to teach drawing because I'm finally getting it. I just wanted to thank you and let you know what a wonderful course you have. This course was very helpful in terms of perspective, values, and proportions. I feel much more comfortable drawing just about anything with the tips and rules that I've learned. I found it all very helpful and informative. I have a coworker who would love this class. I think you are the best thing that's happened to me. All of the lessons are great and could not be better. I cannot express how much I am enjoying this class. You are the best. What will this course do for you? If you're like most new or even long-time artists, you understand the struggle to get your figures and subjects graceful and well-proportioned, your shading accurate, and your drawing infused with life and vitality. You know these skills are essential to any professional-looking drawing, but you may also know how frustrating these principles can be to grasp. It seems like you've tried classes and programs and instructors and only ended up with more amateurish drawings. You may be frustrated that you've not made the progress you expected, and you may even be suspecting that it must take many years to accomplish this. Now you can learn to draw the way you've always wanted to, with Drawing Secrets Revealed. It's a clear-cut, easily understood, detailed method to help you get the proper tools you need so you don't waste your money buying supplies you don't need, understand basic shapes and how to build any drawing from them, learn how to get the correct scale, proportion, and perspective in your drawings. Use proven pencil techniques that will allow your drawings to flow onto the paper. Train your eye with proven principles of design so you can build interesting compositions to draw. Shade your drawings more realistically. Learn proper facial and body proportions. Get movement and life into your drawings. No more awkward figures. Learn how to get the correct placement on the page so your drawings don't run off the page. See a beautiful flower arrangement or object and recreate it on the page. Draw buildings, people, landscapes, and objects accurately using proper perspective. And best of all, you will learn my 6 top drawing secrets that have taken me years to learn. You get these secrets in the very first lesson so you can begin to incorporate them into your art right away. These tips and drawing secrets can revolutionize your drawing within weeks. It is your desire to draw that is your greatest tool, but whether you want to be an accomplished artist, cartoonist, video game or anime artist, film artist, or a commissioned fine artist, you need to know the skills I teach you in my drawing series to learn to draw or learn to draw better. Here's what's in Drawing Secrets Revealed. This is a college-level course that is worth your investment, but simply and clearly explained. Each lesson includes a new video that teaches you specific secrets to mastering drawing, as well as exercises and supplemental materials conveniently accessible beneath the corresponding video. Lesson 1. For beginners, it can be overwhelming to go to the art store and not be sure what to buy. In the first lesson, I lay groundwork for a successful learning experience by showing you all the materials necessary for this course with a brief overview of why they are useful. I also demonstrate various pencil grips and when they are needed, as this is one of the secrets to successful drawing. I also teach shading techniques, when and how to hatch and crosshatch, and how to achieve special effects with the tortillon and certain erasers. What is so special about this course is that I teach important drawing secrets and tips that will help your skill improve by leaps and bounds, tips that I myself use every time I draw and paint. I hold nothing back and teach these at the beginning of the course. That way you can incorporate them into your practice throughout the whole course so you can see your drawing skills improve dramatically. Lesson 2. An important foundational concept in drawing is becoming familiar with the basic shapes that are found all through nature. I teach you to recognize them and shade them accurately. I explain about the direction of the light source and how light informs all shapes, rendering the subtle tones of shapes with highlights, core shadows, reflected light, and cast shadow provides three-dimensionality to your drawing. When you learn to see and incorporate these basic shapes into the beginning stages of your composition, you will render the correct proportions of your subject, and you will find yourself sketching compositions much more accurately and easily. Lesson 3. Have you ever started a composition, then found you've run out of room on the paper? Or your subject was crooked or too small for the paper? Discover how to get the basic outline and scale of your image placed correctly on the page when starting a drawing. I will teach you the philosophy of the basic but often missed concept of start big then go small with the block in. Then when you've proved your block in, you can begin details and heavy shading. This is one of the most elusive concepts for students to grasp, and artists who miss it usually produce amateurish work. They jump into dark shading before doing a correct block in, then look at their drawing later and find they have to erase something. They then try to erase, but it leaves a messy ghost image. But I will teach you how to avoid this unfortunate problem and get your drawing started off right. Lesson 4. In this lesson, you will learn how to correctly evaluate values, the range of light to dark tones, in your subjects and how to render them accurately on the page to make your drawings three-dimensional. Many artists feel that values are even more important than color. And you can always tell when an artist hasn't been trained in this concept because it shows in their work. Even if you have drawing experience, chances are very good that you will learn something new and extremely valuable in this lesson. You will learn how to create your own value scale and how to use it when drawing. You will learn the value of squinting at your subject to reduce details to large blocks of value. I also introduce the concept of lost and found lines to add sophistication to your work. Lesson 5. This lesson will enable you to recognize and quickly get down on paper the dynamic core movement of a figure in short, timed drawings. I will show you which materials and techniques will prevent you from getting into detail too soon. In this lesson, I introduced the valuable practice of using imaginary plumb lines to help you render the correct proportions. My students have said this lesson was particularly useful in helping them loosen up and break their habit of starting detail work in a drawing too soon. Being able to recognize the correct gesture and essence of the form, or even objects in a composition, will strengthen your visual perception and improve any subsequent finished drawings by infusing them with more vitality. Lesson 6. In this lesson, you will learn the critical technique of measuring accurate proportions and sizes of individual objects of your subject and drawing them correctly. I also demonstrate how to correctly gauge proportions and distances of multiple objects in a composition, and I will show you how to use an important artist tool to help you do this. This is a densely packed lesson that also teaches you how to evaluate negative space to help you get the correct placement of objects. Understanding the concept of relative proportions is what separates the men from the boys in the field of art and will help you accurately draw whatever you see. Lesson 7. One of the most interesting and compelling, and therefore popular areas of art is the human face. Did you know that all human faces follow certain basic proportions? I will show you all of them. Once you have the solid foundation that I provide in lessons 1 through 6, you will be ready to continue the journey from seeing a face you want to draw to actually being able to render that likeness on the page. Many times, drawing lessons on the human face will only show you how to draw a face in a frontal position. But what about when the head is tilted at different angles? All the proportions change. This lesson illustrates this concept and presents time-tested techniques for gauging the planes of the human face, the foundation you'll need when rendering the curves and angles unique to each human face. You will also learn how to examine individual faces and make small adjustments that can be the difference between an accurate likeness and an inaccurate one. Lesson 8. This lesson will teach you the classic proportions of the human body. There are scientific, quantifiable methods for capturing proper human proportions for men, women, and children at different ages. I also use an artist's mannequin, which is similar in body structure and joint movement to humans, to demonstrate drawing poses that incorporate important principles such as foreshortening. You'll learn how light falls on the planes of the body. The practice activities that come with this lesson will really help you master these techniques. This fun lesson takes the mystery out of drawing the human figure. Lesson 9. Albrecht Dürer, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, and many old masters used a gridding technique at times. Gridding is an excellent teaching aid because it helps students start to see objects as the abstract shapes they are, instead of a preconceived idea of what they think an object looks like. It teaches them to draw what they see, not what they know. When you begin to perceive your subject in shapes and forms, you will be able to tackle more detailed work such as facial features with greater ease and accuracy than you ever expected. This lesson also reinforces the skill of observing negative shapes as abstract pieces of the puzzle. Lesson 10. This lesson will give you a chance to incorporate the instruction on gridding that you learned in Lesson 9 to grid a more complex subject, a human face. This exercise will prepare you to combine all of the elements of the human face together with greater precision. This is a technique that the great Renaissance artist Raphael used to transfer his model's image to a larger surface area. I demonstrate how to draw a portrait from beginning to end in a grid, discussing my thought process and telling you what I focus on as I'm starting the grid, getting the basic shape down, and finally refining the shading. Lesson 11. Perspective does not just apply to architecture. It reveals itself in everything we see at all times. An understanding of the principles of perspective and the ability to render objects correctly, whether they are close or far away, will give your work the authority it needs to be taken seriously. Most teachers teach perspective at the beginning of their instruction, but I present it toward the end of my course because there is a necessary foundation in drawing you must build before you can proficiently incorporate perspective. I introduce 1-point, 2-point, 3-point, 0-point, and atmospheric perspectives and show you how to draw people in perspective and accurately render objects as they recede in the distance. Lesson 12. This lesson on elements of composition is a valuable recap for the entire series and is sometimes left out from drawing courses. Even having all your drawing skills mastered is not necessarily a guarantee that viewers will be intrigued by your compositions. Many people assume that good artists instinctively know the secrets to creating a great work, but really they are artistic devices that can be learned and when applied will build a strong, aesthetically pleasing drawing or painting that will intuitively engage your viewers. I provide this bonus lesson to give you the tools to accomplish this. A few of the topics are the rule of thirds, focal point, how to create depth, balance, leading lines, and scale. Elements of composition is a basic primer to teach you how to identify and arrange interesting and compelling compositions to draw or paint. By the end of Lesson 12, you will have all the drawing instruction you need to finish a drawing of anything you choose. So how much? That's the real question. If you have ever looked into college courses, you know just how expensive that can run. Just one semester of art classes at your local university can run you over $1,400. One class alone could cost upwards of $500. That's not to mention all the fees for books, materials, and gasoline for the commute. For this comprehensive college-level course, you could easily expect to pay $500 or more. However, I'm not charging $500. I'm not charging $400 or $300 or even $200. I have several pricing options that will fit any budget. Pricing option 1. For a one-time payment of $150, you can get instant access to the full Drawing Secrets Revealed course. But what if that's a little too much for you to spend right now? You'd really like to get that instant access to the whole course, but you're wondering, is there any other option? Definitely. Pricing option 2. For 6 low payments of $27 per month, you get access to a new lesson released to you every other week. Payments will automatically stop after you've received the final lesson of my Drawing Secrets Revealed series. Still wondering if you can just build your library of Drawing Secrets Revealed lessons at your own pace? Of course. Pricing option 3. You may purchase each individual lesson for $15 each and go at your own pace. I strongly recommend going in the order I've arranged the series because each lesson builds on the previous ones, but you have the freedom to make that choice. One click and you'll be on your way to being the artist you've always dreamed of being.